At the end of this video, you should be able to describe how the planets formed. Chapter 27, Section 1, Formation of the Planets. While the Sun was forming in the center of the solar nebula, planets were forming in the outer regions, as is shown here. Small bodies from which a planet originated in the early stages of formation of the solar system are called planetesimals. Some planetesimals join together through collisions and through the force of gravity to form larger bodies called protoplanets. The protoplanet's gravity attracted other planetesimals in the solar nebula. These planetesimals collided with the protoplanets and added their masses to the protoplanets. Eventually, the protoplanets became very large and condensed to form planets and moons. Moons are the smaller bodies that orbit the planets. Planets and moons are smaller and denser than the protoplanets. Formation of the inner planets. The features of a newly formed planet depended on the distance between the protoplanet and the developing Sun. The four protoplanets closest to the Sun became Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They contained large percentages of heavy elements, such as iron and nickel. These planets lost their less dense gases because at the temperature of the gases, gravity was not strong enough to hold the gases. Other lighter elements may have been blown or boiled away by the radiation of the Sun. As the denser material sank to the centers of the planets, layers formed. The less dense material was on the outer part of the planet, and the denser material was at the center. Today, the inner planets have solid surfaces that are similar to Earth's surface. The inner planets are smaller, rockier, and denser than the outer planets. Formation of the outer planets. The next four protoplanets became Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. As a group, these outer planets are very different from the small, rocky inner planets. These outer planets formed in the colder regions of the solar nebula. They were far from the Sun and therefore were cold. Thus, they did not lose their lighter elements, such as helium and hydrogen, or their ices, such as water ice, methane ice, and ammonia ice. At first, thick layers of ice surrounded small cores of heavy elements. However, because of the intense heat and pressure in the planet's interiors, the ices melted to form layers of liquids and gases. Today, these planets are referred to as gas giants because they are composed mostly of gases, have low density, and are huge planets. Jupiter, for example, has a density of only 24% of Earth's density, but a diameter that is 11 times Earth's diameter. The different planet, Pluto. Pluto is the farthest planet from the Sun. Unlike the other planets, Pluto is very small. It is actually the smallest of the known planets and is even smaller than Earth's moon. Like the gas giants, Pluto is also very cold. Pluto may be best described as an ice ball that is made of frozen gases and rock. Recently, astronomers have also discovered hundreds of objects that are similar to Pluto and that exist beyond Neptune's orbit. None of these objects is larger than Pluto, but Pluto is probably one of those objects. Because of this discovery, many scientists think that Pluto does not qualify as a major planet. At this point, you should be able to describe how the planets formed.